Hey, what's up guys? Today we're working on Natalie Don't by Raye, which is a really cool song. It doesn't actually have any guitar. So what I'm teaching today is the chords that the synth part plays, which translate really well into a really nice acoustic part. So our chords for our first verse are an E, A minor, a D minor, to a G, and then to a C, to an F major 7, to a B minor, to an E minor, and then back to an E. So that sounds like a lot of chords, and it kind of is. And for a lot of you guys, that's going to be the hardest part of this song, is just remembering all of those chords, because most of them are fairly simple. So for our E, you're going to pop your first finger on the 3rd string, the 1st fret, 2nd finger up on the 5th string, the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 4th string and the 2nd fret. Our A minor will just move that whole shape down a string. So your first finger now on the 2nd string in the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 4th string in the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret. To our D minor, so your first finger on the 1st string in the 1st fret, 2nd finger on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 2nd string in the 3rd fret. And for our D minor, we only really want to be strumming the highest 4 strings. And then to our G, and I'm going to be using a 4-finger G in this song because in my personal opinion it just sounds a little bit better, a little bit fuller. So your first finger goes up on the 5th string in the 2nd fret, your 2nd finger up on the 6th string in the 3rd fret, 3rd finger on the 2nd string in the 3rd fret, and then your 4th finger on the 1st string in the 4th fret. And then you C. So your first finger goes on the 2nd string in the 1st fret, 2nd finger in the 4th string in the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 5th string in the 3rd fret. So far we have your E, to A minor, D minor, to G, to C. Then we move to our F major 7. So your first finger stays where it is from that C, so that 2nd string in the 1st fret. Your 2nd finger moves down to the 3rd string in the 2nd fret. Your 3rd finger stays where it is, so that 5th string in the 3rd fret, and then your 4th finger just on the 4th string in the 3rd fret. And we've also got that open 1st string there, and we're not touching the 6th string. To our B minor, so we're moving that whole shape up 1 fret and down 1 string. So your first finger goes on the 1st string in the 2nd fret, your 2nd finger on the 2nd string in the 3rd fret, your 3rd finger up on the 4th string in the 4th fret, and then your 4th finger on the 3rd string in the 4th fret. And again, only want to be strumming from the 4th string down. To your E minor, so it's very similar to the E from the start, except we're not placing our first finger on there. So you see your 2nd finger up on the 5th string in the 2nd fret, and your 3rd finger on the 4th string in the 2nd fret. And then we go back to that E again. So just placing that first finger down on the 4th string in the 1st fret. Now that chord progression is in the first verse and the second verse. Except the second verse we actually start on that A minor, because we'll have the E left over from the chorus that just comes before. And the rest of the song is very similar. So starting on the A minor, D minor, G, C, F major 7, B minor, and then instead of going to the E minor, we'll just go straight to the E. So that's the only difference there from the first verse into the rest of the song, is that we're losing that first E because that E actually comes from the part before, whether it's the verse or the chorus or the pre-chorus, whatever comes before the part you're playing. And we're also losing that E minor, except for in the second verse. Now there are 2 things you can throw in here just to change it up a little bit at certain points if you want to. The first is that instead of that D minor, we can play a D minor 7. So it's a very subtle difference if you just throw it in there every now and then, or if you just play it through the whole song. It's just a little bit different, a little bit more complex than the standard D minor chord. So we're just going to bar the first two strings, first and second string in the first fret. Then add your second finger onto the third string in the second fret. Now if you haven't played any bar chords before, then you can actually use your first and second finger on those first and second strings in the first fret, and then add your third finger onto that third string in the second fret. And just starting from the fourth string down. So you notice not much difference there, but enough to make it a little bit more interesting. Now the other thing you can do in place of the B minor is you actually play a B7 chord. And personally, I just do this for the whole song. It just sounds a lot better in my personal opinion. It's actually easier to play, and it makes it more interesting as well. So that's why personally I'd be playing a B7 instead of a B minor there. So you're going to pop your second finger up on the fifth string in the second fret. Your first finger goes on the fourth string in the first fret. Your third finger on the third string in the second fret, an open second string, and then your fourth finger on the second fret on the first string. So if we add that to the chord progression, that's going to sound like this. So now it's sounding just much more interesting than the first chord progression we had. So for our strumming pattern, in verse 1 and the bridge, we're just going to do long held chords. And for our acoustic guitar version, I recommend doing that in verse 2 as well, just for some dynamic difference between the chorus and the verse. That's going to sound just like what I've just been playing when I've been demonstrating the chords to you. So the strumming pattern I'm using for the rest of the song, so for the pre-choruses and the chorus, sounds like this. So exactly the same on every chord, just down, 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 up. Now you can add some extra little strums in there, just mix it up a little bit, and especially in the choruses to build it a little bit more as well. Now what I should say here as well is that before going back to that A minor from the E, we do have a bar of nothing. So just the vocals on their own and then back to that A minor. There we go guys, that's Natalie Don't by Raye. A lot of chords to remember in this one. Most of the chords are relatively simple, open chords. As always, leave any questions, comments or requests in the comment section below. And make sure to like and subscribe, but you'll see every single week and you don't want to miss any of those. Thanks for watching guys, I'm Sam, I'll see you next time.